Well, versatility, Dino, is definitely going to come into play out here today, as well as wave knowledge and choice of equipment, because you definitely need a good board and a good choice of surf out here. And here's Bruce Irons to open things up. Unfortunately, a quick in and out for Bruce, so leaving Joel Parkinson with priority with 29 minutes and 15 seconds remaining. Had a few questions come in, as a matter of fact, about priority, so just to quickly explain that. In these man-on-man heats, when the first buzzer rings to start the heat, there is no priority. The first surfer to catch a wave effectively gives the priority to the other surfer, so now Bruce Irons has to sit in the lineup, and Joel Parkinson has his choice of any waves that come through. Bruce cannot paddle for the same wave as Joel. If he does, his ride will not be scored. If he interferes with Joel's scoring potential, he would actually get an interference and would only be scored on his best wave and the half of his second best wave score. And so Joel out the back with priority. Bruce will have second priority, and as soon as Joel catches a wave, then Bruce will take back priority. If ever two surfers catch two waves, well, one behind the other, then it's a paddle battle, and it's the first surfer to make it back out to the lineup who regains first priority. And that'll be interesting, speaking of priority, Dino, to see if the judges thought that Joel paddled on that last one or not, which would give his priority back to Bruce Irons. But both of them sitting right next to each other. Well, you were saying it earlier, Dino. He's been one of the form surfers on tour since South Africa. He's not number 4 in the world right now for nothing. And that Parko flair and fluidity definitely on show for everyone here in Bakio today. Be interesting to see how the judges reward that first wave. But, man, power, style, fluidity, critical maneuvers or radical maneuvers in the most critical section of the wave. Everything the judge is looking for, Parko packed into that last one.
Yeah, he hit some nice swooping round turns as it was rewarded at 8.0. So once again, Joel Parkinson opening up his account at 8.0 as we see a shot of our last winner, Dean Morrison.
Coming back in to drop off his competition singlet.
As he heads into round number 4 with the likeness of the other two Cooley kids, Mick Fanning and Joel Parkinson, who we are watching currently. Joel Parkinson
And Mick Fanning. Yep. Yeah, that was pretty sweet for Mr. Parko. He'll be stoked with that. Can never complain opening up with an 8.0. But as we saw in our first heat of the day, Greg Emsley did exactly the same thing. Started off with an 8.0 and still couldn't manage to put it together and beat Adriano de Souza. So Emsley kind of let one get away from him. Adriano's smashing his way into heat number 7 against Taj Burrow. Now, I thought on the way before this that Parko had paddled, but apparently the judges didn't agree with me, so that forced Bruce Irons to pull back. Parko with priority. Take it away, Dino.
Looked like Bruce knew that that wave was going to have a lot of potential, as you can see him trying to paddle into that outside of that wave, battling Joel for it as Joel hits his second bottom turn. And this turn right here is interesting. He really carved and swooped that turn all the way around into the pocket. And,
through that frothy section that had kind of caught some other guys up on the right-handers earlier.
That's what we were talking about earlier, that round, swoopy style that he has is what he's well known for as we get back into this replay here.
Looks like he was looking for a barrel there, or a little cover-up.
Casual approach here as he snaps that section there. Joel really relaxed and confident as he rebounds this last turn and blows the tail completely out the back. Just, man, what a beautiful style Joel has.
Well, perfect board control on both those last two turns. The way he just went up in the lip and just snapped it right back down 180 degrees on his second to last turn. And on that last one, just throwing the tail up. Perfect lip slide maneuver as pulled off that little re-entry onto that one, finished it off in the foam at the end. So, you know, Dino, we saw it here last Saturday when we ran the Foster's Expression session. This right-hander does offer up some nice bendy, wedgy walls to work with. Joel got that first one, an 8.0, 1.5 on his last wave, and Bruce out the back still with priority, but just having a bit of a hard time finding anything to work with in these kind of crossed-up conditions. A 0.67 on his first and on his third wave. Those are his two scores right now. So Bruce needs an 8.83 to take the lead on his next wave with 23.5 minutes remaining. Plenty of time. But we've been talking about the changing conditions for the last 11 days, and be it at Mundaka or Bakio, that is definitely the case as the tide continues to drop and the lineup continues to transform before our eyes.
Well, with the changing conditions, you know, wave selection is very, very
Critical.
in these heats. I mean, as you can see, Joel Parkinson's wave looked like it was going to have some opportunity, and Bruce Irons obviously noticed it because he was battling Joel for it, and then obviously found out that Joel had priority and he had to give way for him to take over. As we see Joel up and riding on the inside, looking like he might try to do something here on the inside as he leads this oncoming section. Actually, just kicking out of that one.
I thought he was going to go for an air or something. There are some rampable sections on the inside there that allow the surfers to go for big tail slider aerial maneuvers. Bruce Irons out the back, just kind of cruising that one. I think he saw that one wasn't going to hold up in front of him. Mick Lowe, unfortunately for Mick, knocked out by Dean Morrison in that last heat. So he will be changing his ticket and making his way back to Australia now. He'll probably have one last round at the Chopas bar at the pub with all the crew he's been traveling with. One of the boys that definitely enjoys the nightlife in Mundaka and Bakio.
Well, there's a great culture and vibe in that small town of Mundaka. The fans are very, supportive of the surfers, and they greet you everywhere you go. And it's a really neat surf community there in Mundaka. And I'm actually a bit surprised on how many people are into surfing in Europe these days. It's amazing.
Well, the amount of surfers in Europe, has been growing exponentially every year. And if you actually look at it in dollar figures, the European surf market is even larger than that of the North American and U.S. of A. So plenty of people that enjoy watching surfing, that enjoy taking part in the sport, and that are definitely behind the top 45 and all the surfers on the Foster's ASP Men's World Tour when they come to town. Thousands of fans lining the beach last or 2 weeks ago in France, and plenty of Spanish and Basque fans lining the beach here in this little northeast corner of Spain, just at the foot of the Pyrenees Mountains. Once again, we are in Bakio today, just down the road from the famous left-hand rivermouth break of Mundaka. As you can see, once again out the back, somewhat challenging conditions for our competitors, but a few diamonds in the rough. We've been seeing at least one 8-pointer excellent wave score in almost every heat out there today. In this one, Joel Parkinson started things off with an 8.0. And Bruce is still struggling, Dino. You were saying earlier they have very similar styles, very similar surfers, but in these conditions it looks like Parko's kind of having a little bit more fun than Bruce.
Well, I think it all comes down to that one wave. Had Bruce had that wave, he might have been able to be in the leading situation here. I mean, that wave was a really good wave out there. It gave Joel Parkinson plenty of opportunity to get that score. So, nonetheless, Bruce is out there feverishly
Well, as we speak of opportunities, Joel Parkinson has clipped one from under the nose of Bruce. Kind of going left and right. He's got his fluid style going. And unfortunately, that wave just didn't do it for him. He kind of took off in the channel, way off to the left of the takeoff spot for the right, came back, kind of whipped it around a few times, a few S-turns, trying to hope he'd hook up with the critical part of the wave. Didn't happen for him on that one. Bruce is still out the back with priority, hoping for a set wave that'll connect all the way through like that last one of Joel Parkinson's. Joel currently using the Kelly Slater second priority strategy, sitting on the inside and trying to hook up with pretty much anything that comes his way. And here's Bruce Irons up and riding out the back. Dino, why don't you walk us through this one?
That was a nice open face turn for Bruce Irons as he's nice little bump and floater. It looks like this wave a little bit bouncy, but let's go for a little inside connection. He's pumping, looking better on his board as you can. Nice big bang, closeout turn. And as you see his counterpart, Joel Parkinson out the back riding as well. It looked like Bruce had some tuning on that inside closeout section. I was thinking he might try to do an aerial or something at that point, but nonetheless, nice closeout blast for the young Hawaiian Bruce Irons.
Well, I think Bruce was probably looking at some of those earlier heats and seeing the guys, maybe trying to blow up a little bit too much early on in their heats. I think Bruce wants to get a solid wave score on the board. And if he can do that, then go for the big air and the innovative and progressive surfing that the judges are really looking for. Here's a quick replay of Bruce's last wave, his second maneuver there. 483 for that last wave of Bruce Irons that you're watching on the screen.
It looked like he almost lost his footing on that second turn there. As here, it looks like he's getting his footing in perfect rhythm as he's just kind of cruising along, looking to set up this last bang on the inside. And you see he moves up on his board a little bit, starts really rocking his board back and forth. Nonetheless, nice closeout off the lip.
For Bruce Irons. Good for a 4.83. Bruce is now needing a 5.41 with 16 minutes and 30 seconds remaining. And we have to change a few chords here real quickly. So we're gonna be offline. Okay, we're not going to be offline. Boys have found the technological solution. There you have, once again, the overhead look at the beach line.